Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I'll be sharing with you guys an art journal process video. So let's go ahead and get started. So I wanted to go ahead and stamp on my background, and I'm using one of those stamps from that Vicki Boutin set and my archival black ink. And when I begin my art journals, I never have a design in mind, but I do have products that I want to use on my layouts. So I'm pretty much going with the flow and seeing where it takes me. So now I'll go ahead and apply some white gesso over my entire layout using that little silicone brush. And then I'll go ahead and help it along to dry using my heat gun. So I knew I wanted to add some color next, and I grabbed my paint daubers in blue, orange, and green. And I used a brush to apply an up and down strokes on my layout. It was a little heavy where I wasn't seeing my stamping peeking through like I wanted it to, so you can see me applying a little bit of water to thin it out a bit. And I was much happier with that result. And I did the same with the other colors as well. So I wanted to go ahead and say thank you to those who already subscribed to my channel. And if you like what you see after watching this video today and looking around on my channel, looking at my other videos, please consider subscribing and helping me to reach my 1,000 subscriber goal. So I didn't want this video to be too long, so I sped it up quite a bit, as you can see. And I did cut out some of the processes, such as painting the entire background, as you can see there. This is what it looked like after it was completed. I did go ahead though and I did leave some mistakes that I made in the video. I wasn't happy with some of the choices that I made, and I did go ahead and leave it in so you can see how I corrected them. And here I am just applying a little more white gesso to the background. So here I am grabbing those Vicki Boutin stencils. I'm going to go ahead and use the butterfly one with those crayons, also from Vicki Boutin. And I'm going to apply the crayons to the stencil using moist baby wipes. I'm not sure if it was the method I used to apply the crayons or the color that I decided on, but I wasn't happy with the results, as you'll see soon. So in an attempt to save my butterflies, I went ahead and outlined the edges and smudged them just a bit to kind of blend them in, but I still was not happy with the results. So I grabbed some more paint to cover up the butterflies. But as you can see, those two colors are now darker than the rest of the layout. So I had to try and even everything out. So I went ahead and used some white gesso to help lighten the darker colors. And you can see while I was doing that, some of the green transferred over to the blue. And I kind of like how it looks, so I pretty much did it on purpose to the rest of the colors as well. So after I was happy with the results for the background, I grabbed these penny black floral stamps and I used my archival black ink to go ahead and stamp some of these flowers on my layout. And you will see they didn't quite stamp as I expected them to. I wasn't getting a very clear image at all. So I took the stamp off the block and I used it just my hand so I can press it in a little better. And of course it wasn't lined up exact, but I was actually okay with, it not being perfect and it looking a little bit messy. I like the look of it. So at this point, I intended to have my title on the right side of the layout, so I left it blank, and there I am drawing in some stems with my Faber-Castell brush pen. But then I changed my mind and I went ahead and got flowers over the entire background. And then you can see me drawing in the stems for all of them. And pretty much all of them I had to re-stamp over and over to get the look that I wanted. So as you can see, I'm determined to use that butterfly stencil. So this time I'm gonna try it with that rose gold ink pad along with a little finger dauber. And I was pleased with the results this time around. So after I'm finished with these butterflies, you'll see me use that same rose gold ink and the dauber to apply some ink around the edges of my layout. And now I'm gonna grab another Vicki Boutin stencil. This time I'll be using the script stencil along with some gold stencil paint. And I'll be adding that in several different areas on the layout. So I love this scripty stencil and I like the way it looked with the gold paint. It just gave the layout that extra touch. And there you can see me applying it pretty much all over, and this is what it looks like afterwards. I'm just drying it up with my heat gun. Now I'm using my Posca paint pen in white, and I'm just adding a little bit of details around the page. So I went ahead, I wanted to use the white just to brighten up the page a bit. And there you can see me applying it to the center of the flowers and along the stems of the flowers as well. And I like the look that it gave. Now at this point, with the entire page covered with flowers and so on, I wasn't sure where I was gonna put my title, and I also didn't know what my title would be yet. But here I'm gonna be using my Faber-Castell Pitt pen, and I'm gonna make a little boo-boo. I wanted the butterflies to stand out just a bit, so I decided to outline it with that black ink. And I was not happy, so now I know where my title would be. I will be using the Vicki Boutin stickers as you see here, and I'm gonna grab a title to cover that butterfly. There I am going through the stickers trying to figure out what I want to use, and I went ahead and I went with this one. It says live every day to the fullest. And I'm not sure what I was thinking. I just stuck it down on top of all that mixed media, thinking it would stay. And you'll see later on how I had to correct that mistake as well. And that one say, I believe, you create your own rainbows. So now I'm using that black brush pen again to outline the title. They're stark white against my layout, and they're standing out too much. So I needed a way to make them blend in and look like they're part of the layout. So that's my Vicki Boutin crayons in greens and blues, and I'm just gonna color the top of it just a bit and blend the color in, just so they're not standing out that much. And I also went ahead and smudged up the edges with all the black, and afterwards it looked, like part of the layout instead of just sitting on top of the layout. So I'm finishing up with my title, and I'm using my heat gun to dry it off a bit. And if you look closely, you'll see my title, the top one, would be curling up. So I went ahead and grabbed my gel medium, which will act as a glue to hold everything in place. I probably should have done this in the first place, so this wouldn't have happened. But as you can see, throughout my process, there were quite a few things that didn't go my way. But luckily with mixed media, there's lots of ways of covering up mistakes and hiding imperfections, things that you're not pleased with. So right now I am adding a little bit more of that gold paint with that stencil to the middle section where it looked a little bare. It just needed a little something more. And then here I am just doing some more dots. Some of them kind of faded into the background just a little bit when they dried. So I'm just going over it just a bit with my Posca white paint pen. And let's see, here I'm adding an outline to my layout using a blue crayon from that Vicki Boutin crayon set. And I'm just using wet baby wipes to smudge the edges. And I'll go ahead and apply that all the way around. Next, I grab my Liquitex ink in the color Bright Gold. And there you can see me adding some splatters over my layout. So after I add the splatters, you'll see me outline the edges again using my Distress crayon in Black Soot. And that will be it for this process video. I will have some still shots at the end so you can see close-ups. And if you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Thank you for watching today, and until next time, bye.